Hi everybody, it's Sandy B. Stitcher here. Sorry I moved around a little bit right there at the beginning. I decided I wanted to try to move a little bit away from that light, and I think I might, oh, hi Patches, might try to move this a little bit more. Hi, how's everybody doing? This is Patches. She's been coming to visit every so often when when I do these videos because I'm sitting down and she can jump on me. Okay, so it's been a few weeks, not quite a month since I did my last video. Today is Tuesday. It's January 25th, 2022, and I hope everybody is doing well, avoiding the COVID. So far, our immediate family here, me, Bob, Miranda, and my daughters and my granddaughter have all avoided getting COVID. And that's pretty good for all of them because they all work in retail, except for me and Bob, of course. And my son did get COVID in December. In fact, he started with it right on his birthday, which was December 16th. But it was a mild case, and he's well over it. Him and his girlfriend both had it. I got word the other day that his girlfriend Robin, she has been living with her mother part-time. She stays with Mike part-time. She has two teenage boys. I think they're like 16 and 18. One is in high school, one is in college. And say hi, and then you're going to get down. Say hi. Put your face up there. Show them your pretty face. Okay, she does not like to show her face. Okay, so anyway, she lives with Mike part of the time and at her mother's house the other part of the time. She has a house of her own which she rents out because it's far east side of Cleveland. And I think I said her boys are, one's high school, one's college. Her mother's house caught on fire last Sunday night. Started in the garage and burned into the kitchen. And I just about cried when I looked at some of the pictures because her and her mother both crochet and cross stitch. And one whole wall in their kitchen was just covered with framed cross stitch. And oh my gosh, it was such a mess. The smoke damage and the water damage. And I mean, she showed a picture of a microwave that just literally melted. Cabinets charred. Just, oh my gosh, such a mess. And she said the part of the house that didn't burn had so much smoke damage and water damage and everything that the entire house will have to be gutted. It's going to be an 8 to 12 month restoration. They haven't said what caused the fire yet, but it did start in the garage. And there was a car in the garage. She was not home at the time of the fire, but her mother and her sons were, and she was so glad that her sons were there to help her mother. And so it's just so sad. I asked her whether she needed any, supplies to replace. And she said that as far as the pictures that were on the wall, they're sending them to a restoration company that says that they may be able to save quite a bit of it. And her stash, she said, was in a far back room from where the fire was. And she said they're going to see, go through everything and see if they can salvage stuff. And she said she had been crocheting more lately than doing cross stitch. So she said she'd let me know, but I told her we have a wonderful community and that if her mom needs anything, that I'm sure that all of us probably have a little bit of excess something that we could send, even if it's just a skein or two of floss. I mean, it may be that everything will help, but she said she'd let me know, so I will let you know when I find out whether they really need to replace anything or how that's all going to turn out. But if you would keep them in your prayers, I understand that at the hotel, afterwards, her mother broke her nose. I don't know how that happened. I don't know if she tripped and fell or what happened, but that did she did break her nose, sadly. So any prayers that you could send out for the family, um, that would be fantastic. Okay, now the next thing that I was going to get to, oh, this she wants to be on me. These cats lately have just been so cold and snowy outside. They're just sticking to me like glue. Okay, so next thing, health issues. Me and Bob. Uh, Bob is, as I've said before, he's continuing his Parkinson's decline. Not real rapidly, but he's had some depression because of the weather. He gets that, what do they call that? SAD, seasonal affective disorder. And so, of course, we've had a lot of snow and very, very, very cold weather here lately. December was like fall almost, and January here has turned into sub-zero polar vortex, and it's just staying. And I'm sorry, I keep picking at my face. I itch because she's on my lap and her cat hair is coming up here and getting in my nose and everywhere. So I apologize for that. Anyways, um, cold temperatures, um, and that doesn't help either one of us, I don't think. And so we have had what they call primary home care from the VA has been coming out. They come out, excuse me, they come out for about a 90-day period. They send out RN, LPN, physical therapist, dietitian. Let's see, what else? I don't know if I got them all, but anyways, they send people out and they've been coming and seeing what we need and where we need to go from here. And so far, they have installed a ramp on the front of our house that goes all the way out to the driveway. And they have sent a special cushion for Bob to put in his recliner because he's been having a problem with bed sores on his backside. And he just doesn't move around enough. And they have sent special medication and stuff like that. And all of this is free for us because of the fact that he's 90 to 100% disabled from the Parkinson's. And let's see what else. They are getting us a stair glide so that when he can't get up the steps anymore to go to the shower, that he'll be able to use the glide. And they're also ordering, they have on order a what's called a help lift that if he falls, because they said they don't want me trying to help him get up anymore. And so this will, if I can get this underneath his butt, then I guess I push a button or something and it raises him up so that he can get a hold of his walker. And I'm not sure how it all works, but it sounds fantastic. So I'm hoping that comes soon. Let's see, I have to call today. They called yesterday and left me a message. I need to make an appointment for the prosthetics clinic. They are going to give him, at first they suggested a scooter, and now they have said that they think a motorized wheelchair would be a better bet because that will be usable in the house. And the nurse says that she, and physical therapist also, foresee that it won't be that long before he won't be able to get up and walk anymore. And so they are thinking that this motorized wheelchair, which you can use indoors and outdoors, would be a better bet. So I have to call and make an appointment for that. And they are, well, we sent the paperwork in. They said they know it will be approved, so it's just waiting now. They have will give us a $6,800 grant to pay for alterations within our house. And we have already done out of our own pocket a lot of the stuff, like the grab bars and the extra handrails and different things like that along walls or up and down steps and so on like that. But what we are going to have done is we are going to have our tub and shower combination taken completely out and have a walk-in shower installed. We got our estimates, we picked the company, did the paper. In fact, the physical therapist came out and filled out all the paperwork for me, and she scanned it all in. And so as soon as we hear back from that, then we can let the company that we've chosen get started on it. And that will be really great because I won't have to worry about him stepping over that tub and back out. And also for myself too, it will be, a really big help. We will have to pay part of that, but $6,800 plus the VA discount that this company gives of almost $3,000 will lower our cost to right around $3,000, which we can afford to pay that. So that's going to be fantastic. I cannot believe all the things that the VA has done for us. I used to hear such bad things about the VA medical care, but I got to tell you, we have had such care, and they worry about me just as much as they worry about him. Hold on just a second. He is ringing his bell. Let me pause you for just a minute. Well, if I remember that I'm not using the touch screen, I have to use my mouse. Hold on, please. Okay, I'm back. He just wanted me to know that we were getting a delivery. He is up in the living room and he can see out to the driveway, so he likes to let me know what's going on up there. I've given him a bell again because his voice has gotten so soft. He's having so much trouble communicating, and so that way, if the stove is running down here and the fan's going and I have TV on, I can't hear him if he tries to call me. So this way, I can hear the bell. So let's see, where was I at? I was talking about the VA and how absolutely wonderful they have been. Yeah, I can't say enough about the care. They are also working to get us an aide. He didn't want one because the requirement for the aide is that they have to do some kind of personal care for him, like shaving him, helping him brush his teeth, helping him dress, something. And he kept telling them that he wanted me to do that stuff. He didn't want an aide. And finally, I think they've talked him into it because they have told him, your wife is wearing out and you need to give her a break. And so we have a nurse coming today. And so I'm going to tell her to go ahead with the aide. And that way, once they're here and they do some kind of personal care for him, then they can help me. They can wash dishes. They can cook a light meal. They can pick up, sweep a floor. Any of those, light household tasks that, sometimes I just can't get to. It'll be a great help. So I am looking forward to that. And also, let's see, I had a thought and it just went right out of my head. The aide and, that's right. They were going to give him one of those alerts. He didn't want it. And we talked him into it. We told him he doesn't have to wear it all the time. If he's in the house and sitting in his chair and I'm here, he doesn't need to wear the alert. But if he goes outside, or if he is twice now, he's gone out and got on that Ranger and he's snow plowed, he could wear it then. Or if I'm not here, if I have to go to the grocery store or the doctor or something, he could wear it then. It's a just in case he would fall and there's nobody to help him. Then he can push that alert. And it's free. They pay for it. And it would ease my mind with him going outside, and also with when I have to leave, that even if he has some kind of a medical emergency, he doesn't have anything that I would think would be that, but you never know, things change. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay, I guess I have just talked your ear off long enough about all that stuff. I know a lot of you come here to find out how we're doing, and so that's why I give you the updates. Oh, and the other thing is that the last few weeks I had been having a terrible time with my left hip, and then it moved down into my knee and down the front of my shin, and I had to use a cane to walk, and I was in so much pain. And I finally got in to see the orthopedic doctor yesterday, and it wasn't anything serious. I had an inflammation of I don't know where I put that piece of paper now, but it's the something bursa on the side of the left hip, something about connecting ligaments and tendons and everything, and that bursa can get inflamed and it can cause terrible pain. And so they gave me a lot of options, and I chose the cortisone shot to start with because I said I have to be able to take care of my husband. So I said, give me the shot. So they told me to rest as much as I could for the rest of yesterday, which I did when I could. And it's much better today. I would say probably 75% better today. And I'm supposed to take naproxen twice a day for a while here. And naproxen is not a really good thing to take when you're taking prednisone, as I am for my PMR, polymyalgia rheumatica, for anybody who's not aware of that, which is a autoimmune that affects the muscles, the ligaments, the tendons, and all that kind of stuff, which probably leads to the bursa. But the prednisone will not, it takes the muscle pain away, but it won't take that bursa pain away. So I had to go in another direction there. So anyways, I'm on the mend for that. That's why I haven't done a video sooner. And that's why I kind of look the way I do. But you know what? I've got to the point where the way I look is not that important to me anymore because I don't go anywhere. I went to the doctor yesterday, but that's about it. And I haven't done as much stitching as I would have loved, but I did complete all my WIPGO goals for the month of January. So let me start showing you what I got here. Okay, my WIPGO goals. I have 2 WIPGO boards, and I have the 2 on each. And WIPGO board number 1 was Route 66 and Stepping Stone, which is a Thomas Kincaid. WIPGO board number 2, the numbers called, were for 2 new starts. So my first thing I did was a new start, and I think I showed you just the beginning of that on my last video because it was, I think, January 2nd, and I was doing Pink Owl on a Branch. It's just a cute little one. I had seen this up at my local, not my LNS, and I thought, oh, it's so cute, and it's something that's tiny that I could stitch and have done in a relatively short time. Now, my goals on all of my WIPCO projects are 5 days per project. I wanted to make WIPCO something simple for me this year, uh, because last year I made it too difficult and I dropped out after a few months. And last year I was also trying to do, oh, what was that called? That other one. Brain, you know? Oh. But anyways, whatever that was. So I started and completed Pink Owl on a Branch. Isn't he cute? Maybe it's a she because she's pink, but that is so cute. And I'm thinking maybe a little pillow. I'm not sure. That's another thing that I really have to start working on is my box and get some FFOs going. So that's Pink Owl on a Branch, and this is 14 count. I think it's just white Ada, maybe antique white. I'm not sure. I don't usually like plain white. And this is by Cherry Hill Stitchery. So that was my first WIPGO goal completed. Okay, the next one that I worked on was the stepping stool. We needed to laugh, right? Okay, Stepping Stone Cottage. And Stepping Stone Cottage is a Thomas Kincaid picture. And let me get that out here. And this was charted by Candamar Designs. And that's, it's got all those pinks in it that I love. And there's some yellows and little reds. And the scenery, I'm a big person. I love that scenery. So I worked on that for 5 days. And that was earlier in the month, so let me see if I can remember where I worked. Okay, let me get this folded up here. This was a fairly new start before, and but I did get some stuff done. I worked on that sky, which goes over to here now. Up there, if I can get this to where I can hold it. I do still have the issues with my arms. And then I also worked down this whole, whatever I could get done in 5 days. So I felt that there were some days, I'm trying to get that to where you can actually see that sky part. I think you can. A lot of times when I'm looking at it here and the light's shining on it, I think, oh, that's not showing up at all. But then when I watch the video back to check it, then I'll see that, yeah, it showed up okay. So I'm hoping that that is okay. And this is really enjoyable to stitch. I really, really like it. This material is a 14 count, and I think I tried to put a card into all of these saying what I was using, but some of them don't have the card in it. But I think this is a picture this plus, and Queen Anne's Ada, or Queen, yeah, I think that's what it is. Jobelin maybe it's Queen Anne's lace, something. But anyways, it's a really nice, just very light modeling, just a really nice neutral. Okay, so that's that one. And, some days I didn't get much stitching done, but I got a little bit done. I stitched every day. Okay, then the next one that I did was I started on a new start, my second new start, and it was my strawberry. And I don't have a picture of this because this is the one that I picked these patterns up. One was a blackberry, one was a strawberry. It's the pattern only. I think I got them for like 10 cents at a thrift store down in Amish country. And they're beautiful. I mean, I didn't know what it was actually going to look like, but these are absolutely beautiful. This is the blackberry. This one I had finished before. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, the colors and everything are just so nice. And so I started the strawberry. And this is where I got in 5 days. There's a lot of white in there, and I hope you can see it, the white flowers. And I haven't really got into the strawberries too much yet, but they're coming down in here. But this was, oh, I just love stitching on this. It's so great. These patterns, I don't know, it doesn't say on these, who charted these, anything. They were just pieces of paper, photocopies, and, but beautiful. I mean, I love them. In fact, I wouldn't mind finding more of these, but, I already have so many patterns. But anyways, that is coming along for 5 days stitching on it. And it was during the time when I was having a lot of problems and trying to help Bob and so forth. So it'll come out again. Okay, and that fabric, this is a 14 count. And it's kind of like maybe this was the buttermilk one. I can't remember. It's got a little bit of a yellowish cast to it, but it's not yellow. Okay, now next. Then I worked on Route 66. Pulled that one out. And I discovered something that really ticked me off when I was working on this one. I have no clue how I managed to do this because I have never, ever done anything like this before. And you guys are going to look at this and you're going to say, oh my God, what a dunce you are. This is 14 count, 2/1, full across. And I realized that I had the fabric turned in the wrong direction. I don't remember when I started this, but how I did this, I don't know, because here's my piece of fabric. See how much space there is on the right and the left? That's the direction it was supposed to go. And stupid me did this. So, this is what I'm going to do. I was ready to throw this in the bin and say, I'm putting this in timeout. But after I did all that backstitch on that bus, and I backstitched the roads down here, and I just did a little bit of backstitch on the motorcycle. I thought, I can't just can this. No way. That was just too much work to just can it. So let me find the picture here and I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Okay, here is the picture. And there's what maybe I should do it this way. And there's what I got now. So I have plenty of space to put this car down below here. And I have plenty of space to do this part right here and finish, down the 66. What I don't have space for is from here over. I already have, this is all the way to the edge there. That completes right there. I'm pointing with the fabric. So it's, in order to have anything left over here on the side to frame this or whatever, I'm not going to be able to finish the rest of that, like from the car door back. I won't be able to do that. But I can get the whole front of the car and the tire and all that in there. And then if I need to, I can sew an extra little strip of fabric on here for framing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch it as just the front of the car and just leave off that back piece there. I don't think that that will really change it much. It may throw off the balance a little bit because of the fact that the motorcycle wheel sticks out over here, and this is just going to come down and then in. But it is what it is, and there's too much work in this with all that back stitching to worry about it. Whoops, I dropped that. And what I worked on this time was back stitching. I did the back stitching over the mountains there, and I finished stitching a lot of that up in the mountains and started to come down just below and stitch some more of the black there for around the sign. And I started to back stitch the word route. I got ROU done. And that was a good 5 days of stitching on this. And so I'll get back to it again. I'm not angry with it anymore. I'm a little ticked at myself, but I'm not angry with the piece. Let me pick up what I dropped here. So again, there it is, Route 66, Claire. And this is the Vickery collection. These are charted by Mike Vickery. And I have another one called General Store. These are, they're really nice. And this is 14 count. And I think this is like a beige Ada or something. It's a really thick material. In fact, I had to change needles while I was working on that because the needle that I was using was just not doing it for me. Okay, now, after I completed stitching Route 66, that completed my WIPGO goals for the month. And they will call new WIPGO numbers for February on the 27th, which is this Thursday. So what I did was I pulled out my oldest WIP, Japanese Gardens, and I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to work on Japanese Gardens for the rest of the month or until I really get tired of it. And so that was Bob, if you heard that. And so I pulled out, it's 14 count blue Ada, and here is, no, 16 count. I'm not sure. I changed this material so many times. I think it's 14 count. I think it came with 16 count, and that was awful. Really, that came with 16 count. That was really awful material. Okay, and there is Japanese Gardens. Just a beautiful, beautiful chart. And I feel good when I stitch on this. Of course, I usually feel good when I'm stitching, but this is just, the colors are so calming, and especially when I'm working on those trees. And I'm going to hold the whole thing up and then I will show you where I was stitching. Okay, here is the whole thing. And as you can probably see, I'm able to raise up that left arm a little bit more. I have been stretching that, reaching into cupboards and just trying to get, and I am getting it up a little bit more. So I'm just going to keep doing that, just very gently, trying to get that up, and maybe eventually, it'll be a lot better. So anyways, there's the whole thing. This is all of page 1 over here. And where I worked this time was on the pink trees. And this is looks so light to me with that light, with the light shining on it. But anyways, I worked all the way across. This is the far right side. And so I worked all the way across over there. And then I started coming down. And also I worked down in here some. If I got really tired of the pink, then I'd go in down here and I'd put in a little bit of the greenery and stuff here. But I decided that I'm just going to keep working down from this side now. And instead of, because before I was, coming across all here and doing some different things, but I'm just going to keep coming straight down now. And because there are quite a few different colors in here when I come down on that right hand side. So I'll finish the bridge, and then I'll have all this down in here and the water and stuff, and I love it. My oldest whip, I think I started this, I lost my book that I had everything written in. It's here somewhere, but with the way things have gone for me these last couple of years, I have stuff here, there, and everywhere, and I don't know where. I've looked, and I've got journals and books and stuff everywhere, and I just don't know where that one is. I'll eventually find it. But what I'm doing this year, just to fill you in a little bit. Oh, and I was going to tell you, I said something in one of my videos. I don't know whether it was in the last month or so. But anyways, I had seen people transferring over their, push this hair back off of my face a little bit, working on switching their floss from their current floss system to the floss cards. And I kind of thought, oh, that's kind of cool. Maybe I'll get on that bandwagon. And I started doing a little bit of that. But then I realized that if I was going to kit up projects, I was going to have time to stitch, that I was going to have time to possibly do some FFOs this year. That was just more than I could bite off and chew. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a combination of the two. I use the plastic snack bags and put a index card in there with the number of the floss at the top, and then I file them in boxes in number order. And when I pull them out to use them, and I have one right here, so hold on just a second, I'll show it to you. I use plastic containers, and this is a large one. This one happens to be from Minnie Mount Cabin Home, and I'll put a thing on the end, tape it on here for what project it is. And then these are the snack bags with the index cards. And in the front, I put the whole thing of floss, and then in the back, I put the extras. When I'm stitching and I have some left over, I stick it in the back, and then I work from that first. And then I have smaller boxes that are about that big. And then for the smaller projects, I put those in there. And for the very small projects, I just put the floss bags in the plastic here with the project. I'm going to continue to work from both. And if it's easier for me to leave them in the, like for the big projects, it's going to be easier for me to leave them in the bags. I'm going to leave them in the bags and just go from there. And then let's see what else. There was something else I was started to say. Shoot. Old brains. What the heck was it? For the life of me. I'm looking around here to see if I can see something that makes me remember what it was. The floss. Oh, heaven help me. Oh, well, I don't remember what it was. If I remember before I put this up or something, I'll put it in the notes down below what it was, because this brain, unless it comes back to me really quick here, because I don't want to drag this out for a long, long time. And I have to go. It's about 11:30. I have to go. I told Bob I'd make him some waffles for lunch, so I got to go do that. Oh, I know. I was going to show you how I'm tracking my stitching this year. I got a lot of these monthly planners. They're just, they're soft. They're like a calendar. And I got a lot of these in the mail from different places. This one happens to be from Boys Town. They send you this stuff and they want you to send them money. And I learned a long time ago that if places send you stuff and you didn't ask for it, you don't have to send them money unless you really want to. And my charity generally goes to my church or I'm a Lutheran and I belong to the Evangelical Lutheran Church of America, and generally I will send my charity funds to the ELCA, and because I know exactly where that money is going. And so anyways, I got a lot of this stuff. So what I decided to do is to take one of these planners like this, because I have another planner that I use to keep track of all our appointments. And last year I was trying to use 2 different planners to track stitching and then get appointments on them too, and it it got to be too much of a mess. So what I do is I'm putting my WIP goals at the top when they call them, and if it's a month where maybe there isn't 2 spots at the top, then I'll put them at the bottom. But each day that I stitch, I put in what I stitched on. So if you look at this, you'll see there's 5 days on each one of the WIPs, and then down the bottom I've been working on Japanese garden, and that's how I track it. It's nice and clean, and I don't get confused, and I can keep this right next to me, and each day just mark on it what I stitched on. And I'm not counting stitches. I don't have time for that. I just have too many other things going on that need to be taken care of. So I've prioritized, and I still want stitching to be one of my priorities. So I'm doing what works out best for me. Okay, I think that's it. I don't have anything else piled up around here. I hope everybody is doing fine. I hope there's been no COVID casualties. Um, I wear a mask everywhere I go. Ohio was very, very, very badly hit with the Omicron variant, and it just went through families by wildfire. And of course, I think Christmas had a lot to do with that, but we didn't do any huge family Christmas stuff. We were careful. Uh, just can't take a chance. If I'm sick, I can't take care of Bob. And if I can't take care of Bob, then I don't know what's going to happen. So we do what we have to do, and so far so good. Um, so I hope that all of you are doing okay. My cleaning girl, she had it go through her family, and she couldn't come for a couple weeks. She had it. Then she came one Sunday morning, and she was supposed to come last Sunday, and she sent me a message on Thursday and said one of her other sons had now got COVID. And she says, I could still come and wear a mask, or if you want me to skip, I'll skip. I said, skip. I don't want to take any chances. So I've been trying to clean a little bit too, and it's been really rough with this leg the way it was. So hopefully now the leg is on the mend, and I'll be able to catch up on a few things. I know I need to get a load of Bob's clothes into the washing machine as soon as I get finished with this video and his waffles. So take care, everybody. You know, I'm always sending out my love to all of you and my hugs to all of you, and praying for everybody, and hoping that if you're a praying person, you're uplifting some prayers for me and Bob. And if not, just send some good thoughts along the way. We appreciate it so much. And you guys are all so fantastic. And I want to keep doing these videos as long as I can, because I think you are all just so fantastic. So I haven't been watching much Flosstube because I just don't have time. But I do put it on every once in a while. Just because I don't have time to leave comments or anything. Cross My Stitches, I've got you up on my thing to get ready to watch some. Crafty Cat Stitcher, I watched some of yours. Oh shoot, I'm trying to remember. Joe and Terry, Absent-Minded Stitchers, I just got you in there this morning, and I watched a few minutes of one of your first video that you put up. And there's a few other ones that I saw little bits and pieces of, but I can't remember right now. But even if I'm not watching your videos, know that I'm thinking about you. And if I'm a subscriber, I'm thinking about you. So take care, everybody. Again, love and hugs. And we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.